Right. Good afternoon, Mr. Payne.
Good morning.
Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
My name is August Payne, 296442.
Okay, and you have counsel here with us in Baton Rouge today. Sir, would you enter your name into the record, please?
Yes, Albert Benzabeth, the petitioner.
Okay, and usually the attorney will make the presentation at the end. Is that okay?
That's
with you? Okay. All right. We also have, let me recognize our other guest here with us, Shelton Payne. Is he here? Okay, yes. Tanika Delahue. I think she's on Zoom. John K. Payne, Harmika Payne, who is also on Zoom. Patricia Barnes Banks, Nicole Payne, and Paige Williams. And Jonte, Patricia, and Nicole will be speaking on your behalf, and we'll ask them to do so at the appropriate time. First, I'll read some identifying information into the record, then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Freeman, seated to my far right. Your case has been assigned to him. He'll take the lead on the interview. Once we finish with the interview process, we'll hear from those who have indicated they'd like to speak. We'll ask you if you have a statement before we turn it over to Mr. Benzabeth to close it out for us. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Payne, your DOC number is 296442. You're seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in the 19th JDC, East Baton Rouge Parish, as a habitual offender. You received a life sentence in 2006. It's simple robbery, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, possession with intent to distribute marijuana, possession with intent to distribute cocaine. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, would you answer Mr. Freeman's questions, please?
Okay, Mr. Payne, how old are you?
Excuse me? Can you repeat?
How old are you?
56.
Okay, what's your educational level?
GED.
Okay, you got that while you've been incarcerated?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long have you been in prison on this charge?
Since 2004, almost 19 and a half.
Okay. Okay. Ms. Payne, I'm gonna tell you, I've read everything. So today, tell me the truth, okay? It's all about the truth today, what went on, what happened. First off, your drug charge. I mean, pretty much that was undercover buy. They came to the house. They had a bunch of y'all there,
Yes, sir.
and then you got busted for drugs, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm more interested in the well, it wasn't carjacking. They charged you with unauthorized use of a movable. Tell me what happened there.
Well, what happened was I took Mr. Dustin Smith truck. I take full responsibility for what happened.
That's a different story than you was telling before, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to know. So you did take the truck, and I think you took a little perfume and some change, correct?
Yes, sir.
No one was injured. You let him out of the truck, and he took off on foot. Is that correct?
That's correct.
In the back seat, correct?
That's correct.
All right. They charge you as a habitual offender. That's why you got life. What classes have you taken since you've been in prison?
I've taken anger management, substance abuse, Malachi Dad. Can I look through my notes for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
GED, 100 hours, anger management, Malachi Dad, CPR, and just prison enterprise.
Okay, I have a list of them all, so you don't have to read them all, but which one you got the most out of? What class of our classes that you learned the most from?
The class that I've learned the most for, I'm still in right now, is Thinking for Change. Thinking for Change has taught me and gave me some tools to think before I react. It has showed me the risk that I've taken, and just to think before I do anything, before I make a bad choice.
You've been on probation, what, 3 times? Probation or parole, you've been on 3 times, I think.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Oh,
Back then,
correct?
I couldn't hear you. Could you repeat it?
Yeah, you were revoked twice off of supervision, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me why should I believe this time you're gonna make it?
Well, this time is different. I've grown up. I've lost a lot. I've learned a lot, and I have something. I have something to live for, to strive for. At one time, I didn't have respect for myself. I didn't have respect for nobody. Drugs had caused me I was out of control.
Okay, what is gonna be your sobriety plan if you were to get out of prison? How are you gonna stay away from drugs and drinking?
How I would stay away from drugs and drink, I know that I cannot go back around those same people. I cannot drink. I cannot go to clubs. None of that I can do no more. And I'm going to be an addict probably the rest of my life. I'm willing to go to substance abuse, take a substance abuse the rest of my life. What I have to do.
So you're gonna continue your AA meetings and your substance abuse if you were to be successful?
That's what I have to do. That's what I would have to do. Yes, sir.
Right. You served 18 years this time. That's probably, I mean, 19, a little over 19. Is that the most time you ever spent in jail?
That's the most time I ever sit in jail. And at the same time, I lost my mom, my dad, and also I got baptized, and I found Christ. I found Christ. The grace of God led me to Jesus, and I'm not that same person anymore. I've grown up. I have a better relationship with my family, with my brother.
Okay. You have a low risk, your customs use medium, your institutional record is fair. Write-ups, you've had 30 write-ups, correct?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
You had a Class C write-up in 19. What was that about? 30C.
What is, I don't know, what is that, 30C?
General prohibited behavior.
Not sure, that's why I was asking you.
I can't recall it. I don't know. 30C?
General prohibited behavior.
What is that?
General prohibited behavior. You did something at this prison that was prohibited. It involved a cell phone.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay, you had several contraband write-up from 2016 through 2019. What were they involving? What was the contraband? Can you help me, Warden? What was the contraband?
Yes, sir, I will help you. He had a cell phone and he was conspiring to with another offender to have drugs dropped off. And he also was trying to solicit an officer to do it.
Okay, that was the 2019 charge.
Yes, sir. And what's the other one you was looking for?
He had 3 contrabands in 2017 and 18. What was they?
Cell phone. Everything was cell phone.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
And tell me about this drug drop off, Mr. Payne. What was that about?
Well,
Pretty serious.
I wasn't trying to get any drugs dropped off. It was the guy that I was dealing with. I didn't know he was trying to get the drugs dropped off. I was dealing with him. He was a friend of mine. But the drop off, I have no recollection of that.
And you had an aggravated work offense. Do you recall that aggravated work offense?
When was that?
That was in 2018.
I have a duty staff. I walk with the canes, so I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember that.
You have a medical problem?
Yes, sir.
What kind of medical problems you have?
I have pins in my right leg and I'm a diabetic. So I had no climbing, stair climbing. So I could never get on the bus. And it's been a few times they have rolled me up, but the charge always would get dismissed.
Warren, what can you tell me about Mr. Payne?
So on that Rule 28, he failed to report to the Tower 9 checkout gate for work call. He didn't have a scheduled call out or anything. So like, even if you have a duty status, you're still supposed to check in and then they would send you back if it was no duty or if you weren't able to perform the work.
Okay. What else? How's his behavior? What is your opinion?
Ever since the 2019 write-up, he hasn't had any. I think he's been trying to get himself back on the right track. Other than that, besides doing the GED and stuff like that, that's it. I have nothing else.
I have no further questions.
I have a question about, you said you were dealing with him when you were talking to Mr. Freeman about the drug drop-off thing. You said I was dealing with him. I didn't know he was doing that. What do you mean dealing? What do you mean?
Well, me and him slept in the same dorm. And at that time, I was smoking marijuana.
Okay. And so what about the cell phone charges? What was that about? Why do you need all that?
Excuse me, ma'am, could you repeat it?
The contraband cell phones, what was that about?
Contraband cell phone is, you don't supposed to have a cell phone
I
while you.
understand. So that's what I'm asking. Why did you have the cell phone? Twice. Can't answer it.
I can answer. It was wrong. I had no way to call my people, and that was the only way. That was the only way I could connect. But I gave it up. I haven't myself up.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. Let's hear from the folks who want to speak on your behalf. Let's see, Jonte Payne. And I may be mispronouncing that name, I'm sorry. Are they walking? Mr. Payne? Well, we're trying to figure that out. I think they're on Zoom. Is he muted? Can't see that for. Well, while he's trying to figure that out, we'll go with the folks who are here. How about the aunt, Patricia Barnes Banks? We'd like to hear from you. You want to speak?
Yes, I'm so trying for.
Yes, ma'am, please, if you can. Go ahead. Just tell us what you'd like us to know.
Sissy. And this divorce, but I want to speak on behalf of my nephew. I'm his mother's sister. And I pretty much raised him. I don't actually call him a nickname, so please forgive me, but August Jr. is really a changed man. I'm the person that has to take care of him most of the time since his mother and dad passed. My husband and I promised we would be there for him. So he's depended on me most of the time. And he speaks to me constantly about doing the right thing and how sorry he is about doing what he did. I try to communicate with him in a positive way all the time. And I stand there with him. I say I will be there with him. He and I have prayed together. I want you to know I believe in that. We do get in little arguments because he's strong, but he does listen to me. He's a changed. He's a changed man. He talks to me constantly about wanting to be home and to help his family. This is all that we have at this time, especially myself. And I want to let you know that if you all are willing to help him get out of this, I will stand for him till the end of his days. You will not see his face back in this church. That's an absolute.
Thank you, me. We appreciate you sharing that with us and being here today. We appreciate it. Ms. Nicole Payne. Not speaking because I'm this morning, but we are married before. Thank you, Lord. And we only got divorced because he had my sense and thought I wouldn't stay. But he divorced me very well. I was always my but it's just so sad when you want to get pants. It's like he had to. So he has someone that draw pictures of his mom and dad, I have him at the house, but it's I look at him and it's so sad. Yeah, I was very close to his mom and dad, so it's I know he gets out and he won't be, my mom's still living. And my dad's still living. That's my mom. It's like, we're out so close to the family. So, we just, when we come home, because everybody's getting I'm thinking, you know, I'm setting this up. Officers old and probably like, we just want to come home and just live a happy life and just grow old together. My first marriage, I was like, oh, we were probably 20-something years ago. You know, we're just old. You know, just want to be happy and, you know, just a whole different era. It wasn't totally bad. It was totally different. He's learned his lesson, I'm quite sure. He has, you know, he knows that. I mean, he's just, everybody's getting old, and he has a sense of achievement. You know, just the family, just being a mom and dad passing, you know, it's just so mad. He had my mom. But that's all. So thank you for being here. You did good. Thank you. I don't know if John Pay was able to connect to audio. It's unable to do it. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, before we turn it over to Mr. Benzabot, Mr. Payne, is there something you'd like to say to the board?
Yes, I would. I want to say I'm very remorseful for what I did, and I do take responsibility. I'm not that same person no more. I'm not that same person. I apologize to my community, to my family, Justin Smith, his family. I ask for his forgiveness. For his forgiveness. Truly mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, we're going to turn it over to your attorney now.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Mr. Payne is a 3 strikes and you're out of life. Under the law that was in effect on November 25th, 2004. Very different from what the habitual offender law is today. And in today's habitual offender law, in order for him to see a life sentence of offense, he would have had to have either 3 sex offenses, 3 violent offenses, or a combination of 2. So I think that the thinking on who should serve a life sentence has changed somewhat since 2004. I just asked the board to commute a sentence to a term of years. I'm not sure about I know he's over 45 and he's close to 20 years. I'm just not sure if that rule applies to him because his latest conviction is for violent offense. I'm just not sure which iteration of that law applies. Law is that law effective time of offense. Hard to tell. Anyway, I would just ask for some consideration. You can spare something less than folks. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we show that he is not eligible for parole. So they would have calculated, should he qualify, they would have calculated it. So VOC's interpretation is in. Thank you, sir. Board ready to vote, Mr. Freeman?
Yes, I am. I'll tell you, Mr. Payne, that you started out exactly like I wanted you to. You did admit that you did the crime that you were charged with. For a long time, you denied it. And I appreciate your honesty with regards to that. Made me a little nervous with what you've done in jail. Your disciplinary is not the best. But I'm gonna take a chance on you and I'm gonna vote to grant and to commute your sentence to 40 years.
Mrs. Jackson?
All right, my vote is the same. He's not on the screen. There it is.
My vote is likewise the same, recommend the governor to commute the sentence for 40 years.
And I do concur with my colleagues, and I'll restate what Mr. Marabella said. He stated he noticed in the pre-sentence, the recommendation was that she would receive a 17-year sentence.
Let's go ahead and,
Sign out.
yeah, go ahead and sign out.
We'll inform him, but.
Mr. Benjamin, I'm sure you'll tell him what happened.
You got it real good.